Flight boss, bitch. This is the mind of an Antares moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God's duty and responsibilities. And you know, I like doing this in the morning because that's when my vibration frequencies be so high. You know what I'm saying? I ain't nothing but 8. You know what I'm saying? I just came from dream world. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I smoke something, I go outside, and I do my little daily 360. And I calculate my local astrology, my clock astrology, and align it with the planetary alignments going on today. And then it helps me know what kind of path or what kind of frequency vibration or what do I need to raising or what do I need to lower. It lets me know what kind of vibration and energy I might need to do for that day for the best possible outcome, whether good or bad. Like, one thing you gotta learn is when bad things happen, you gotta let it take its course. It's not something that you can help or avoid. This is something you have to actually go through. But the mind state and the charisma and the force field that you carry going through it is going to allow the universe to know where to take you next and what you're ready for and what you're not ready for. Same as things being good. It's a lot of things that's too good in people's lives that they take for granted, so they don't stay on the vibration frequency that they're supposed to stay at in order to let the universe know what should we take you to the next level or not. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because I want to talk about staying in your lane. You know what I'm saying? You got that word right now that a lot of people like to say, stay in your lane, and don't really even know where it's driven from. And just like saying driven, it was a reason I had to say that word driven. Like, nothing is a coincidence. Everything is the way it's supposed to be. Just like people don't understand language. Language is something like, language is a vibration frequency. Language isn't something like you learn and then once you understand it. That's what the new beast and all this shit that's out now is trying to, and all these program handlers and shit, that's what they're trying to make you think. But language actually comes from a vibration. Like, you ever ate something that was good and you was like, is a sound frequency. You know what I'm saying? So when you sound it out, say you had a stereo, right? And you put a bunch of little beads in front of the speaker, and throughout the speaker, the only thing that's coming out the speaker is the frequency of the beads on the little flat surface in front of the speaker is going to start shaping into like probably 3 M's or something like that, or an M or an MH or something like that, because that's the sound frequency it carries. So this is where language actually come from. So you can kind of understand some of the first sounds that originated for us to understand and put a meaning behind it. But at first it was a sound, it was a frequency vibration. So like stuff like that, bell, like a bell. When you hear a bell, somebody say that sound like a bell. The bell is a sound that we put letters to and put meaning behind it, but the bell sound like the actual word we put to it. A bell, dun. That's what the word bell, that's the frequency, that's what the frequency sound like. And before it's a sound frequency, it's just energy. And before the energy is manifested, we don't know what it sound or look like. But when the origins of the energy gets manifested, it becomes a sound, it becomes a frequency. Then once it becomes a frequency, it becomes a vibration. And once it becomes a vibration, the vibration have density levels. And depending on how high or low it is how it manifests physically. You know what I'm saying? So staying in your lane deals a lot with frequency vibrations and shit like that. So reason why I said stay in your lane is because you know when you're in and you know when you're out your lane, and it's not good to work out of your lane, and it's not good to specifically steer straight in your lane all the time, but it's good to keep a good driving Just like when you go out and drive, every different day is a different driving experience. It's never the same, exact same. Because everything, even if it goes down to the point that you work the same time as the person a couple houses up, and y'all, so every time y'all leave, y'all both see each other. That's still not actually. It might seem the same surface level, but it's still not actually the same event. It's not the actual same event. Like when you got out the driveway and that person a few houses up got out the driveway, inches is different. The speed levels is different. Everything is different. Even though it's the same scenario, same situation is different. So what I mean by staying in your lane is, say you wake up one day and they wake up one day, y'all both get ready to go to work, y'all gotta be to work at the same time, y'all both get out the driveway, and you have a thought in your mind that, well, I don't want to go the same way he going today. I wanted to go a different way. And if that's the only reason in your mind you go a different way, something might happen to you going that different way, because your intent and your energy behind the frequency vibration that you put out wasn't in your true nature. Like you feel more, you know, if you feel more comfortable going the regular way you go every day, you know that's what in your lane being. The moment you start trying to switch your lane, trying to say you want to switch up, and then the intent behind it was petty, was because of this person. It wasn't because this way may be easier, or it wasn't because you got to go this way because you got to stop at the gas station. You going this way solely because you don't want to go the same way as this person. So you jump out of your own comfort zone. So you jumped out of your lane. So you're gonna feel a wary type of feel. It's like a small percentage of uncomfortability. And with that small percentage of uncomfortability develops a lot of programs and paradigms in your force field. Now, your rising, which is like part of like your soul and your body, is gonna feel. It's gonna feel the difference of frequency when you just go the other way. Like if you're a person who's naive and you're not consciously, unconsciously, or subconsciously aware, then you may not get this feeling. But it's there, but you may not recognize it because of all the other 3D programs or paradigms you got going on. But if you're a person who's aware, you're going to understand and see you're going to see the program for what it is. So once you catch that feeling. Now, this video is kind of solely for people who not aware, because I'm trying to show you how you can be aware. It's almost like, okay, you go that other way, you might catch a flat tire. You know what I'm saying? Because you stepped out of your lane. Like, all right, how about, this is another example. You with a group of kids, right? And you guys all got together based on one thing. And then the moment this group of kids want to do something else, and the moment you feel unsure about doing that something else, is the moment you need to jump in within and figure out what frequency vibration you carrying and what's the intent behind it. Because this is what's going to keep you balanced. This is what's going to keep you in your lane. Because one thing I learned in my life is when you work out of your lane too long, bad things happen. When you work in your lane too long, nothing happens. So you have to sort of know your lane and know when it's right to maybe cut somebody off, or know when it's right to maybe go over a little bit, or know when it's right. And once you develop this program in your brain, things will only get better. It will only get better. It won't become things get worse, but it will get better. It will become things get better, and it will only get better because of the situation you putting yourself in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's an analogy, and let me bring up a situation for an example. You may be two kids that's going to steal a car, right? Now the way you usually steal cars, you have a set way, and a set way that you're used to, that you feel like this is the best way possible to steal a car and get away with it every time. Then you may got this kid who want to try a whole new way to steal a car in a whole new area. in an area y'all never stole a car from before. Now, when he gives you this idea, now if inside your body you feel absolutely comfortable with, first of all, let's get this out the way. Stealing someone's car, I don't want people to equate that to being bad or good. There's no such thing as bad or good. I can understand where it can be bad or good in a specific situation and in a specific program. If I could look at a person and see they got certain paradigms that they're working with in their brains that they haven't detached from yet, I'm not that unhuman. I understand. You know what I'm saying? But when you're on my videos and you listen to certain things, you have to detach from certain programs and paradigms and shit, because I'm not looking at it like that. Like I'm making this analogy right now about stealing cars. I'm not looking at it like why people should be stealing cars anyway, then like that. I'm looking at it for the sole purpose of the example and the intent that I'm trying to present. I'm not looking at it as a bunch of programs first, because if I did that with my videos, I'd be sitting here talking forever before I even get to the point. You know what I'm saying? So I need to let people know first what my video content contains, and that's what it contains. It doesn't contain right or wrong. It doesn't contain good or bad. So if I want to go ahead and indulge into that whole conversation, I'm leaving the listener warranted for much more needed, because I'm sitting here beating around a bush, and I don't need to be doing that. And I just did it just now. So, but I wanted to make that clear. You know what I'm saying? That when you listen to my videos and I'm mentioning colors or I'm mentioning crimes for examples and shit like that, don't jump into your own head and develop a whole bunch of programs and development thoughts about the video. You're gonna miss the experience of listening to what I actually have to say. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to say that because someone via email contacted me, bringing that to my attention. You know what I'm saying? That me cursing or me bringing up crimes as analogies in jail and stuff like that, they think I'm not doing it right, and I'm trying, and I had to explain to them that there's no right or wrong way to do anything. You know what I'm saying? It's just, this is my way of doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be smoking a blunt right now if I would have rolled another one before I did this video. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it's important to know your intent and energy behind things. So back to the analogy that two people wanted to steal a car. You know what I'm saying? The one kid who wanted to go steal a car and do it in a new neighborhood in a new way. Now, once you get this information within you, see, what happens is that the thought came out the it verse. It jumped through a universe. Went through the universe of this guy who wanted to try something new in a new area, who wanted to steal a car in a new area, in a new place. Then it went through his innerverse, went through his outerverse, went through the universe, then went through your innerverse. Then once that's, you received it. So before you do your output, you receive the input. I need you to think to yourself that, okay, if you have a thought that you're fully comfortable with it because you're so confident in yourself that you know that you can do this no matter where you at. If you have that much sincerity inside you, that's not going to stop anything from going wrong anyway, but what it will do, it will help your endurance of everything going right anyway, because you have your mind fixated on the illusion that things are this way, and we do control what goes on in our world. So if you're a person like that, then I say go for it. You know what I'm saying? And then just have the intent and the thoughts of other things to keep you up on your toes. But if the first thought you get is, I'm not comfortable with that, I'm not quite sure, I'm good at stealing cars, but boom, boom, boom. As soon as you start developing them thoughts, those manifest in other ways that you might not be aware of, especially if you are unconscious, subconsciously, and a consciously unaware person. Things going to take place. So I need you to know if you're a person who's into this or not. If you do have them thoughts, don't do it, because everything can even go smoothly. But by you doing that, you created an energy wave that's going to that's going to go around through the universe and come back to you. You can call it karma or whatever like that, but karma is just aspects of this thing. This thing is actually is an energy that jumps in through the rotation of the planets and where it's going, and depending on how smoothly it did it is how smoothly it's going to come back to you. Now, you developed a rocky, slight shaped up vibration that's going to come back to you because you did something, and say everything goes smoothly, right? But you had that intent and frequency vibration of not being sure and all that. What happens is that comes back. It comes back. So you might have got over this situation, but it comes back in another situation to make you that you may be unaware of. And a situation will come to you where it's unstable and unrocky and unsure for you to handle. So that's how it works. So it's important for you to stay in your lane, which if you was unsure, you should have spoke up. And if you don't speak up, that carries over. But this is what's needed on this earth right now, because with all these squares and shit going on and things that happen every day, it's almost like the universe is forcing people now. You're being forced in situations, believe it or not. You ever sat back and was like, man, why am I in this situation? Yeah, now is the time for that. You're being forced to be in situations. So I say that to say this: be yourself at all costs. Be yourself. Don't hold your tongue, bite your tongue for nothing, and know when is the right time to do that. And you should be fine. For everybody who is consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously aware, or consciously aware and all that, for people who are, take this advice. There comes a time where you have to realize everybody isn't as aware as you. So to dumb your own awareness down will be the wrong thing to do. Never dumb yourself down due to the fact of the people you're around. Because people who are consciously or subconsciously, let me stop saying that. People who are aware and unaware, now that y'all know what I'm saying, aware was it pertaining to. People who are aware fight the struggle every day with knowing what to dumb down and knowing what not to dumb down. Like, we fight the what you need? Nothing. We fight the issue every day of being unsure of ourselves, because we could be in a crowd of people, and we could be in a crowd of people that we even respect, and we respect their opinions, and we respect their actions. And when you develop this program in your brain, you do shit within a day, and you slightly start seeing yourself doing shit because you want to stay in the vibration of the collective of people you with. So you might have a thought in your head, if you an aware person, you might have a thought in your head like, damn, I just need to do this just because if I could be with these people, or let me do things like that. I need you to know that that's not the right thing to do, because what's more important now than ever is finding a crowd that's into the same thing you are, and you being more comfortable with expressing your thoughts. If you're around a crowd that you can't really express your thoughts, but you feel the need to do it every now and then, but you do it, but you have a thought process, you have a lot of thought processes and other programs running because you want to stay in some kind of same frequency vibration as everybody else, I need you to know that now is the time, and it's important to not do that. Because the more you step into yourself and step into your own frequency vibration, the more you're going to attract people who's on the same level as you. And now is more than ever before, it's important to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people going to end up lonely around these times. And if you develop programs, the right programs of being lonely within you, you're on the right path. You know what I'm saying? Like, a person who don't know how to be alone is not going to know how to handle being alone. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that come to stand in your place, stand in your lane. You know what I'm saying? This is just a little quick video, and my little quick videos be so long. It's like, damn, I need to find a system in order to release and I need to stop freestyling videos because they won't be so long. If I go ahead and come to a video with a straight topic, I go ahead and straight to the point and get that shit out. But in so many ways, I feel like I'm not at that stage yet. I feel like I have to talk and elaborate the way I am going right now, because when that time comes that I can go ahead and lock down issues in a 4 or 5 minute radius, it's almost like I feel like I'll be advanced, and I feel like all my listeners will be advanced enough, knowing where I'm coming from in all aspects of my content. They will understand that when I do get to that level of 4 or 5 minute videos, I can say a certain topic and explain it within 4 or 5 minutes, and you will be able to attach all the frequency vibrations that I'm trying to put with it without me having to explain it, because I'm doing it with these videos. You know what I'm saying? So I think y'all get what I'm trying to say. But it's the mind of Antares Moon, man. Archangel Uriel. I'm on Earth to carry out God's duties and responsibilities. And I'm just like Superman. So when I come on Earth, it's almost like Superman going in that phone booth. You know what I'm saying? When he come back out as fucking Clark, or whatever the fuck his name is, I come out as Dolo the Pilot Man. When I'm on Earth, the Earth representation of the Archangel Uriel is Dolo the Pilot Man, flight boss. You know what I'm saying? That's the job, and that was the human outlook I have to carry out here. But now you're entering the mind of an Antares Moon, so you're now being able to listen to the thoughts of the actual veil being broken up. Like, yeah, you're looking at Dolo the Pilot Man because I'm physically Dolo the Pilot Man on Earth, but the energy was manifested, was originated from the Archangel Uriel. And the best way to explain my position and be in a position where I can actually do something with my energy on Earth is actually be masked and designed as Dolo the Pilot Man. And that's how I'm manifested. I'm Dolo the Pilot Man. I'm the flight boss. You know what I'm saying? G Squad Jet Set Playing Game, Air Force General Records. And the IT mixtape is finna drop, and it's going to cohesively connect the right and the left brain. And it got a lot of different meanings to it. Throughout this album, I'm not going to spoil it, but you may think I'm talking to it, you may think I'm it, or you may just think it is what it is. But once you listen to the CD from front to back, because I order my shit. I'm just like everybody else. It ain't I just make a group of songs and collectively throw them together. No, I make a cohesively amount of songs that flow through with each other and have slightly a concept behind them for an overall project. I did it with the Rise mixtape, Sunfire, Air, Moon, Water, Constellation. All these mixtapes but I have got better with it though. So this cohesiveness of this CD is going to connect the right and left brain, and it's going to show people. It's an explanatory of yin coming from a yang perspective, and it's a natural blend of fire and water, and it's a natural outlook of air and earth. Now, when I say that, it's a natural blend of feeling, but both sides of feeling, which is water and fire. So you may think I'm emotional with this mixtape, but I explain my emotional stability in an exuberant, charismatic way. So it's emotional in a very jokingly, inspirational way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like emotional good music. And when I say the outlook is a perfect blend between air and earth, is the rapping the communication that I'm spreading on this album is flawless. You know what I'm saying? And it's grounded in a grounded work, a concept that I built and that I'm about to put on surface. You know what I'm saying? Which is the earth quality, the air and the earth quality matching. So the intent and the energy behind the music is a natural blend of water and fire, which is the emotional and the emotional, psychic, intuitive, fiery state. You know what I'm saying? So it's passion with aggression. Then the air and the earth come together with the way I put my words together, the way I express it and stuff like that, and what I laid it down based on a concept, on a practical basis. All wrapped in one. This is it. You know what I'm saying? And the ether is just gonna fuel a lot of this mixtape. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'm finna go do my motherfucking daily duties. And you know what I'm saying? Go get myself together. And ride this motherfucking flight. FLIGHTZ. Air, you know, for sure. O's, grams.